Ethiopia, known as one of the oldest nations in the world, holds a special place in the history of Islam. Its story is one of faith, refuge, and cultural integration. In today's video, we'll explore how Islam arrived in Ethiopia, the historical events that shaped this journey, and the profound legacy it has left behind. Stay tuned for an in-depth look at a tale that binds two faiths, two regions, and countless lives together. To understand how Islam came to Ethiopia, we must first understand the relationship between Arabia and the Horn of Africa in the 7th century. The Arabian Peninsula, during the rise of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was a region experiencing great religious and political transformation. Ethiopia, known as Abyssinia at the time, was ruled by the Christian kingdom of Aksum, a powerful empire with strong trade ties to Arabia. Trade connected these two regions, creating a bridge for cultural and religious exchanges. Ethiopia's proximity to Arabia made it a logical refuge for those seeking safety during Islam's early years. Islam began to face opposition in its earliest days in Mecca. Persecution from the Quraysh tribe forced the small Muslim community to seek refuge. King Negus, or Nagash, whose full name is Ashama ibn Abjar, is a central figure in the early history of Islam and Ethiopian history. He was the ruler of the Christian kingdom of Aksum, Abyssinia, during the 6th and 7th centuries, and played a significant role in fostering interfaith harmony between Christians and Muslims. The Negus, or Negus, was a title used by rulers in ancient Ethiopia, signifying king. Ashama ibn Abjar was the Negus of Aksum during the early days of Islam, and his reign was marked by diplomacy, justice, and a commitment to religious tolerance. The kingdom of Aksum, based in modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, was a powerful empire that dominated the Horn of Africa and parts of Arabia. Aksum was a major trading hub, connecting Africa, the Middle East, and Asia, and was known for its monumental architecture, such as stelae, and its adoption of Christianity in the 4th century. King Negus is remembered for his fairness and wisdom. Historical accounts, particularly Islamic traditions, describe him as a just and compassionate ruler who valued human dignity and upheld principles of religious freedom. In 615 CE, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, advised a group of his followers to seek refuge in Abyssinia due to severe persecution in Mecca. Negus was chosen because of his reputation as a just and merciful ruler. A small group of around 15 Muslims, including prominent figures like Uthman ibn Affan and his wife Ruqayya, undertook the journey across the Red Sea to Abyssinia. They were later joined by more Muslims, forming a community of over 100 refugees. This migration, known as the First Hijra, marked a pivotal moment in Islamic history. When the Muslim refugees arrived in Abyssinia, they were brought before King Negus. The Quraysh, determined to bring the Muslims back to Mecca, sent emissaries to convince the king to expel them. The Muslims, led by Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, defended themselves by sent emissaries to King Negus with gifts, attempting to persuade him to return the refugees to Mecca. When brought before King Negus, the Muslim refugees, led by Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, were asked to explain their faith. Ja'far eloquently described the teachings of Islam and recited verses from the Quran, particularly Surah Maryam, which honors Mary and the miraculous birth of Jesus, which deeply moved the king. This and what we Christians follow come from the same source. Go back to your homes. You are safe in my land. King Negus's words were a testament to his tolerance and understanding. The First Hijra established a unique bond between Muslims and Christians. The protection offered by King Negus allowed the early Muslim community to survive one of its most challenging periods. While some of the refugees returned to Arabia after Islam gained acceptance, others stayed in Abyssinia, laying the foundations for a lasting Islamic presence. Some Islamic traditions suggest that King Negus embraced Islam privately after learning about the teachings of the Prophet. Evidence for this includes, when King Negus passed away, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reportedly offered a funeral prayer in absentia, Salat al-Ghaib, for him, an honor reserved for a Muslim. This Islamic name suggests that Negus may have accepted Islam, though some scholars debate whether he remained a Christian or converted. King Negus's actions are seen as a model of interfaith harmony. By protecting the early Muslims, he demonstrated that compassion and justice can transcend religious differences. The bond between Negus and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, represents one of the earliest examples of Christian-Muslim solidarity. The kingdom of Aksum faced challenges in the centuries following Negus's reign, including environmental changes and economic shifts that weakened its power. However, the legacy of tolerance and diplomacy established during Negus's rule remains influential. Negus is remembered in Islamic tradition as a righteous ruler who upheld justice. His protection of the early Muslim community is often cited in discussions of interfaith relations. The region ruled by Negus remains a treasure trove of historical and cultural landmarks, including the Church of St. Mary of Zion in Aksum and the towering stele that symbolize the kingdom's ancient grandeur. The story of Negus and the first hijra continues to inspire efforts toward religious tolerance and dialogue between Christians and Muslims in Ethiopia and beyond. King Negus's decision to shelter the early Muslims had profound implications for the survival of Islam during its formative years. His actions exemplify how acts of kindness and justice can shape history. Ethiopia's unique position as a sanctuary for Islam highlights the enduring bonds between the two faiths, rooted in mutual respect and shared values. Nagash, the first Islamic settlement in Africa located in the Tigray region of modern-day Ethiopia. The town of Nagash is considered the first Islamic settlement in Africa. It was established during the first hijra, when the early Muslims sought refuge under the protection of King Negus. The town became a sanctuary where the Muslim refugees lived peacefully and practiced their faith freely. Nagash holds immense historical and religious importance as a testament to Ethiopia's role in the early history of Islam. It is believed to be the burial site of some of the early Muslims who died during their stay in Abyssinia, making it one of the oldest Islamic cemeteries in Africa. The Nagash Mosque, also known as the Najashi Mosque, is one of the oldest mosques in Africa. Tradition holds that it was built by the companions of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, during their time in Abyssinia. While the original structure has undergone renovations over the centuries, its spiritual and historical significance remains intact. The current mosque, rebuilt with modern materials while preserving its historical essence, features a simple yet elegant design that reflects early Islamic architecture, a prayer hall and adjacent cemetery believed to house the graves of the Prophet's companions who passed away in Ethiopia. The mosque stands as a symbol of the peaceful coexistence and mutual respect between Christians and Muslims during King Negus's reign. Its preservation by successive Ethiopian rulers highlights the shared cultural heritage of the country's diverse religious communities. Nagash is a significant site for both Ethiopian Muslims and international pilgrims. Visitors come to pay their respects at the mosque and cemetery, reflecting on the profound history of the first hijra and Ethiopia's role as a sanctuary for Islam. In recent years, efforts have been made to restore and maintain the Nagash Mosque as part of Ethiopia's cultural heritage. These projects aim to preserve the mosque as a symbol of Ethiopia's unique history of religious tolerance. The story of Nagash and the mosque serves as a reminder of Ethiopia's pivotal role in fostering interfaith harmony. It emphasizes the enduring bonds between the country's Christian and Muslim communities, rooted in mutual respect and shared history. Nagash, the first Islamic settlement in Africa, is not just a place. It's a story of refuge, compassion, and faith. It reminds us of the profound impact of King Negus's decision to protect the early Muslims, shaping the course of Islamic history. Today, the Nagash Mosque stands as a beacon of peace and a testament to Ethiopia's rich heritage of religious coexistence. The first hijra represents one of the earliest examples of interfaith harmony. It's a remarkable moment in history when mutual respect transcended religious differences. While the initial Muslim community in Abyssinia was small, Islam began to spread gradually. Trade routes facilitated the movement of Muslim merchants and scholars who brought their faith to the coastal regions of Ethiopia. Towns like Zayla and Harar became important centers of Islamic learning and culture. Harar, often referred to as the City of Saints, became a hub for Islamic scholarship and spirituality. Its 82 mosques and hundreds of shrines reflect the deep-rooted Islamic heritage in the region. Ethiopia's history is a testament to religious coexistence, with Muslims and Christians living side by side for centuries. However, this harmony was not without challenges. Political and territorial disputes occasionally led to conflicts, but the shared values and histories often brought. We've always celebrated each other's holidays and respected each other's beliefs. It's part of who we are as Ethiopians. Today, Ethiopia is home to a vibrant Muslim community, constituting around a third of the population. From the ancient mosques of Harar to the bustling streets of Addis Ababa, Islam remains an integral part of Ethiopia's cultural and spiritual fabric. The bond established during the first hijra continues to inspire Muslims and Christians alike, serving as a reminder of Ethiopia's unique place in Islamic history. The story of Islam in Ethiopia is a story of faith, resilience, and harmony. It's a story that began with a simple act of kindness by King Negus and has grown into a legacy that continues to shape the nation. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the rich tapestry of Ethiopia's past and present. Until next time, peace be upon you.